I'm Ramona Savis, and welcome to the red carpet at the Global Action Awards. Hi, Michael.
Hi.
Ramona.
Nice to meet you.
you.
Your eyes are so pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me about receiving this award. What does it mean to you?
Well, geez, it's I think more than what it means to me, I think it's what it means to everybody in that this was a project, I didn't have a giant corporate backer on this. It was something I did with my two hands and the resources that I had, my friends, my family, my computer, my camera. So I think what this award really means is that anybody's empowered to make a difference. It just is a matter of dedicating some time. I think we've all got what we need to help right at the ends of our arms. And so what I would really just want to say to anybody who's paying attention is that, everybody's got the potential to make a difference.
I know you're getting the media award, so social media. What role do you think it has in getting charities, getting people involved? Tell me about that.
So for me, it was really incredible because, like I said, it was a grassroots operation. I didn't have a giant corporate backer on this, and so social media was an incredible bonus. I was able to really unite people and gather people together to talk about the issue for free. So social media has been a really great tool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Sure, thank you.
Oh, Michael. Hi.
Hi.
You're our second Michael receiving an award tonight.
I don't know if it's a coincidence. Thank
Tell me
you.
about the award you're receiving.
So I'm with the Global Business Coalition, so we're receiving an award for driving corporate activity into the global health space. We work with large multinational companies that want to engage with the UN and other organizations to make a difference.
And why do you think it's important to get your cause recognized?
I think companies are very rarely recognized as an important player. They employ most of the people who have a job. They generate trillions of dollars of balance sheet items, but yet are rarely thought of in the kind of helpful, productive space.
Thank you. It's great to meet you.
Same here.
Hey, yeah, absolutely.
Hi, Kate,
How are you?
Ramona. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Ramona.
Hi. So tell me, what brings you up here tonight? What charity is close to your heart?
Well, you know what? I've been doing a ton of philanthropic and charity work for years. Years and years ago, I was Miss America, back when I was 20. At that time, it was all geared toward activism, and I spent about 90% of my time full throttle for a year working on HIV/AIDS issues. So now I still do quite a bit of that. I've been really interested in the Prop 8 issues, marriage equality, and really just equality for all people. So, what really gets me going is a good cause. And one of the things that's great about this is that there are so many, and at a time that Hollywood is really celebrating itself this season, it's great to have a moment for people who have an eye toward the big picture, especially, in the celebrity community, because a lot of these people use their fame for really great reasons.
And do you think it's important to have an award that focuses on charities more than just regular everyday life work like acting?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that people don't do charity for the awards, but when they can be recognized for the work that they do and celebrated by their peers, it creates a culture in Hollywood or wherever where people want to do more of that, which is great. Thanks. Nice to meet you too.
Hey, Ramona.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
So, what inspires you to give back?
Gosh, a lot of people. I'm from Australia, so a lot of people down there definitely. Where I grew up was a very country kind of area. I grew up with a lot of people that were very hands-on with things like environment, stuff like that. So a lot of people in that regard inspire me. I definitely think my mum. She's always been a big sort of charity person and always like everyone needs to work together to pull things together. So I think people kind of more close-knit to me, not so much in the way of like celebrities or politicians or anything. It's kind of more friends and family and people that I've grown up with and been inspired by on a local level.
And there are a lot of charities being honored here tonight and being showcased. Is there a charity that's very close to you and your heart?
That's here or in general? In general, yeah, I mean, I'm a big person on sort of a nature person. Like I'm fascinated by wildlife and like trees and all that kind of stuff. So there's one in particular called Barung Land Care, which is a big Australian company, and they just work on rejuvenating and revegetating a lot of landscapes that humans have damaged or weeded and things like that. So yeah, those kinds of causes are always good. I like that.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Thank you. So tell me about your work with Artists for Human Rights. I know that they're doing great stuff. Tell me, what do you specifically do for them and how did you get involved?
Actually, I'm the founder of it. I founded Artists for Human Rights, and the purpose is to activate artists to really promote human rights around the world. It is the one thing, human rights abuse underlies everything that's wrong in the world today. And we do it by promoting the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was adopted by the United Nations in 1948, and it needs the force of law in all these new young democracies that are coming up. So we're trying to get artists to use their talent and continue to use their talent and use it more to really talk about human rights and raise greater awareness of various issues. And we work with a lot of organizations and try and get artists activated in the issue that's close to them and working with an organization that they really believe in.
And tell me, slavery is so prevalent in our world still to this day. And in this day and age, you would think that it's not. And I want to know, what do you feel about that? How do you feel that we can move past this horrific thing?
Well, I think, first of all, awareness is extremely important. There are 32 million slaves in the world today. That's more than in history. And human trafficking is a serious problem, and the larger public is unaware of it. So you need to go online and learn about it, get involved with organizations that are doing something about it. There are a lot of fantastic organizations, and educate yourself on the subject, so that you recognize it when it's around you and you can do your part to stop it.
And do you think that you were saying that for Artists for Human Rights, celebrities should be using their celebrity really to get the word out, get the message out? Why do you think that's necessary?
I don't know if I would use the word should use their celebrity. I think they have an opportunity to. It's just that using the arts and one's celebrity, one's talent, one can actually change hearts and minds overnight. It's much faster than dealing with politics or governments. It's an immediate process. People realize what it's all about, they come to feel differently about it, and they will become engaged. And artists have that ability, and we should use it. We can really improve things if we use that talent.
So true. Who inspires you to give back?
Who inspires me to give back? Well, I think my initial inspiration came from Eleanor Roosevelt. Yes, I mean, she was the architect of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. She was ahead of her time. Women didn't do what she did. The very few women did. And I think she's my person.
That's great. Nice to meet you, and congratulations.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Bobby Sager.
Tell me, what brings you out here tonight?
I'm one of the recipients of the award, and I have a foundation that I started 10 years ago that does work in really messed up places around the world, Afghanistan and Rwanda and Palestine, and I spend about 10 months or so a year for the last 10 years living in those places and trying to be useful.
Is there someone in particular in your life who inspired you to start your own foundation?
Actually, it was, I had made some money and I had some choices, and it wasn't sort of wanting to give back to society or touched by an angel stuff. It was a way to live a full life and to learn and to feel and to experience, and also like helping people. So it wasn't a moment of clarity, it was just sort of an evolution to finding a fuller life.
What was it like living in the Middle East? How do you think people can get involved? What do you think in the future of the Middle East is right now?
I think, I spend a real lot of time in Muslim countries, and I'm a Jew. And so I've had the benefit of being able to experience Palestinians in particular without all the filters. And when you can do it like we're doing it right now, eyeball to eyeball, and without filters, there's a lot of truth that comes with that. And so by having lived in that community, I've been able to strip those away, understand more, and be more useful.
Wow, thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Ramona with The Hollywood Reporter.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? How did you get involved tonight to host? Is it with your work with Phoenix House?
I met Frances when I went to Angola with Idol Gives Back, and we kept in touch, and I was really moved by her. She's somebody who does a lot for other people and is involved in a lot of different causes, and when she asked me to MC, I said yes, and then of course the day came and I was like, oh my God, I've never MC'd anything, but I'll figure it out. And it's just been a great few days for her. She's had so many different organizations here speaking about the world and issues from poverty to slavery, Somali Mom, who's, as many people know, somebody who survived the trafficking world. And it really brings people together to focus on people less fortunate than us. And there's so many distractions, and to make people concentrate for a few days, I think is a really great exercise.
Right. Is there somebody in your life who inspires you to give back?
I think I'm inspired daily to try and do something to give back, because I'm really lucky in my life. I went for my dream and in many ways realized it, and I think it's a really hard time in this country right now. And if there's anything I can do to help other people, I try to do it.
And tell me about
Because people have really helped me.
That's so true. And tell me about Phoenix House. How did you get involved with that?
My dad was on the board, and he was always trying to get me to give money. And I was like, I don't want to give money. I don't know where it goes. If they'll let me build a recording studio for these kids to help them in their recovery, I'll do that. So they allowed me to go in and build a few of these recording studios. And it's amazing how the kids always say it's been a huge tool in their recovery, because they get to go in there and download what's going on with them and talk about things that they don't even talk about in therapy. So
That's great. Thank you.
thank you.
Tell me a little about Right to Play.
Right to Play is an international humanitarian organization that uses a curriculum of sport and games to teach health and disease prevention, peace and conflict resolution, leadership, and basic education. And they are serving 700,000 children in 20 countries in the developing world.
Wow, that's amazing. That's incredible. Why is it so important to be involved with charities?
I think there's a couple reasons. One is that you really can make a significant difference in the lives of people who have more challenges than we have, and the difference you can make is truly enormous and life-changing for the people that you serve. And secondly, I think it gives your own life a lot more meaning to be helping others in some way.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Jimmy, what brings you out here tonight?
The award show. I'm going to be presenting an award tonight, and I know what it takes to do work as far as a humanitarian, because I have a non-profit organization myself. So I'm very grateful to be here and be able to present an award.
Tell me about your organization. How did you come up with it? How did you get involved? What inspired you?
I started Hollywood Unites for Haiti 2.5 years ago, when for me, I thought Haiti needed help. And because I was on that TV show called Heroes and I was playing the Haitian, I sort of, it was almost an obligation to do something about the situation in Haiti. But now after the earthquake, we all understand that, it got a lot more devastating. And Hollywood Unites for Haiti has been doing a lot of work over there. We just opened a school for the underprivileged kids, and it's going to be able to help about 300 kids in a remote place in Haiti where 90% of the people don't know how to write or read. So it's one of the projects that we have over there, but Haiti needs so much help, and we have so many projects to do. We just don't have all the necessary funds to execute them, in all areas, whether it's education, jobs, trying to change the mindsets of the people. There's so much to do in Haiti right now.
Right. And for your charity, it has to do with Hollywood giving back. Do you think it's important for a celebrity to use their status and their power that they have to get other people involved?
Absolutely. Because millions of people listen to celebrities, I think that's the best thing they could do. We don't necessarily ask them to give money. Sometimes it's just to lend their faces and voices, just so the message can go through. So if anybody is a celebrity, I'll definitely encourage them to voice their opinion, to try to change the way things are going, because we are living in a world where the reality of it is not great, and a lot of the changes that the politicians cannot make, maybe we can voice them from the celebrities.
So true. And why do you think it's important to have an award show tonight for causes, for different charities? It's the first time, and why hasn't it happened before?
I don't know why it hasn't happened before, but I think that's the real work here. Those people are working for people, not for money, but for people. That's what we need. We need more of those. So hopefully we'll have more of those award shows going on, before we get to the Oscars.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Hey. Nice to meet you too.
I know you've said that your husband inspires you to give back.
Oh, you've done your research.
Yeah. Tell me more about that. How did that come about?
He just has a really good heart. I think naturally he thinks of just reaching out. He was raised in a family where they, from very young, got involved with charitable things, and I've just been inspired by how he just naturally thinks about others, and he's inspired me. So he's definitely been someone who is the driving force in keeping me involved in various charities.
Right. And is there a charity that's very close to your heart?
I have a couple. Most recently, I think like starting 5 years ago, I immediately did stuff with children's hospitals and things like that. I would do visits here at UCLA and Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. But I've been getting involved with St. Jude's, and just located in Memphis, and I visited a couple times and been able to do some really cool things with them, and raising money for my own fans, and it's been very very rewarding to just sort of, and also they took me and I got to go to the research labs and see kind of all the work that they're doing. So that's one of the major ones that I've really felt connected to. And then I've had my own projects with McPhee Outreach, which is an outreach that I started, and being able to actually build a school in Africa is probably the coolest thing that I've been able to do just from myself. So I would say that.
You're very young and you've been involved with so many charities. Is there a responsibility that you have or we have as young people to get involved, and how would you recommend young people to get involved?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always harder to get young people to pay attention to things like charitable things, but I think that's why it is important to have young celebrities, as cliche as it seems, to sort of be faces of things, because it does get people thinking about it, and gets young people thinking about it. And I think it really starts with the individual. You can never really make anybody, can't force people to do things. So it starts with the heart, and I think the more information people have, I think most people are good, and most people have good hearts, and when they see there's a need, they'll act.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hi.
Ramona, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
I know you've been involved with so many charities and you're so young. Tell me why it's important for young people to get involved.
Well, I think it's important for all people to get involved, young, old, and everything in between. I just think that it really connects you to who you are as a human being, as a soul, to really challenge yourself to look outside of your own situation and find a way to always be of service to someone else, whether that's your next door neighbor or your school or your YMCA or someone in a different country. It just, apart from what it does for other people, it's a reminder to yourself that you're a human being and you're connected to all other human beings on this earth.
And congratulations on your award tonight. What does it mean to you to be getting this award and to be recognized?
Well, I'm very honored and I'm very humbled by it. I feel like, I don't feel like it's something I should be getting an award for. I feel like, getting to do the work and getting to have had the experiences I've had as an ambassador for Save the Children are such a reward in themselves. But, I think it's wonderful to be here celebrating all the different kinds of causes and wonderful things that all sorts of organizations are doing. And I think that it is great that people, dedicate their voices and their time, and not just celebrities, but the people who do it every day of the year. So,
is there a person who inspires you to give back?
I think that not so much a person as I think, I'm an ambassador of education, and growing up, I think that my education was very much, I grew up knowing that my education was the most important commodity that I could ever
have, and that no one could ever take that away from me. And I think that I'm reminded of that every day when I walk out into the world with confidence and feeling like, you know, I'm an equal to the people around me. I'm not better, I'm not worse, I'm just equal, and I can have this confidence. And I know that that confidence comes from the education that I had, and I'm so grateful for it, and that reminds me to do what I can to extend that gift to others. So
Thank you. So nice to meet you.
thank you.
Hi, Elaine. Hi, Ramona, Hollywood reporter. Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
What brings you out here tonight?
Actually, I'm here for my friend Sharon Lawrence. Yeah, she's a part of the whole weekend, and when she told me about what was happening with everything, I thought, yeah, this is pretty cool. I need to get out and see what it's about. I myself have a nonprofit, and I work with animals, and my organization is Animal Rescue Corps. So I'm all about philanthropy and giving back to communities.
Why do you think it's important for celebrities, especially celebrities, to use their power to give back or to make a charity known?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, it's inherent kind of in the word power. Celebrities do. They have that recognition all over the world. So they do have a certain amount of power. And to use that power for good versus evil, I think I personally think that it's a responsibility.
And who inspires you to give back?
Oh my gosh. Well, I got to tell you that every single animal I have ever set free, I have personally witnessed and personally been responsible for removing an animal from an abusive situation, to watching them touch grass for the first time, to experience freedom for the first time, and knowing that there are millions of them out there who are still going through that. They inspire me every single day.
That's amazing. Thank you for your work.
Absolutely. Thank you. You too.
So tell me, what brings you out here tonight?
I'm one of the performers tonight. I got asked to be here tonight to open the show, and I'm just so happy to be here.
Is there a charity that's close to your heart?
Yes, I support Be the Change Uganda, which is an organization that was actually started by one of my best friends from college at Carnegie Mellon. Right when we got out of college, he went to Uganda on a missionaries trip, and he started a non-for-profit that pays for the educations of 11 to 15 kids. It pays for their education every year, and I've seen him with the ups and downs of the organization, with the economy and everything. So it's very near and dear to my heart, and I give money whenever I can.
Is there a person in your life that inspires you to give back?
Absolutely. Well, my girlfriend Nicolette Robinson is one of the kindest, most generous, awesome people I've ever met. And my friend Griffin Matthews that started that organization, I mean, I've really seen him since we were 22, 23 years old. I mean, giving of himself in a way that we really couldn't see in our peer group, so he really inspires us and challenges us to do more.
Great. Good luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
So I'm Bill Livermore. I'm the CEO and Executive Director of the Somali Mom Foundation. And I'm here this evening to accept an award on Somali's behalf as Humanitarian of the Year.
Wow, that's amazing. That's wonderful. How did you get involved with that?
I had seen Somalis speak, and at the time I was working on rebuilding legal systems in developing and post-conflict countries. And we recognized that when we could put a strong legal system in, we could see human rights violations like slavery and human trafficking plummet. And so I began to become inspired by Somali's work and made a commitment to just try and make a difference. And the next thing I knew, I was running her foundation, and she's rescued over 7,000 children in 10 years.
That's incredible. How is it prevalent that in our day and age, slavery is still, and child trafficking is still so apparent and prevalent? Why is that?
Well, I think that the reason is twofold. Number one, you can serve more time for smuggling an ounce of cocaine into the United States than you would for smuggling 3 children, number one. Number two, in many parts of the world, virginity is highly valued. And so consequently, they're looking for younger and younger girls to assure virginity. So you've got these two forces going together, a lack of a strong rule of law and a high demand. And when you have that, it's a catastrophe. We've been able to track the cost of a slave in real dollars since the time of the Greeks. And consistently what we've seen is the cost of a slave would be about $40,000 in today's dollars. up until about 1960. 1960, we saw the cost of a slave plummet to today, you can purchase a slave in many parts of the world for $100. And what that meant was when you made a $40,000 investment in capital, you tended to take care of it. You didn't want it to die. You might control it, but you didn't want it to die. But today, when the cost is $100 a person, it's disposable. And they no longer care for them, and we see the atrocities that we're seeing.
Give me an example of slavery, or give me all the examples of slavery, and also where you find them. U.S.?
We do. We actually see all forms of slavery all around the world. And the forms take place and most prevalent are in labor slavery, it's domestic servitude. It can be forced labor in farms. It can be in charcoal plantations in Brazil. 70% of slaves transported today are women or children, and 60% of them are being sold into brothels. So the sexual slavery side is the most significant. But the forms of slavery today are just as atrocious as they were in the 1800s. And in fact, today there are more slaves in the world than there were in the entire time period of the transatlantic slave trade.
How is it that it's so kept under wraps? I mean, if you talk to somebody about slavery off the street, they'll say it's not happening anymore. How is it that it's so hidden?
Well, we did a study, and roughly 62% of Americans understood that human trafficking equaled slavery, but that was the whole depth of their knowledge. They had no idea that it existed today, and it's because the slave owners don't want people to know that it exists. When people know, they'll stand up and say something. And so that's our biggest weapon against it, is to build that knowledge.
Thank you for all your work.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Ramona. Nice to meet you.
How are you, Ramona? Nice to meet you.
Congratulations. I heard that you just announced that you're the new ambassador
For the Newborn Survival Program, which I think just had a name change to Maternal and Child Health Program, right? Is that right? Does anybody know? Okay. I think it's got a name change. Went down to the name bureau. Changed.
What does that mean to you?
When I started learning about maternal and child mortality rates around the world, I wanted to know, what the challenges mothers and children face in poor communities around the world, and also what the solutions are. And as a mother, I really wanted to get involved. And so I was lucky enough to get the opportunity to go to Guatemala and see the programs that have been put in place by Save the Children and how effective they are. And the leading causes of death for newborn babies are really simple things to fix. It's pneumonia, pure water, and diarrhea. I mean, these are very basic. Mothers don't have access to basic health care. So as a mother, something of course I related to. So
have your children inspired you to get involved with Save the Children?
Yes. I mean, when I was pregnant, I got, I couldn't even watch the local news without bursting into tears with any story that had to do with, a child even getting sick, much less dying, and passing car accidents on the freeway. I would be like, I can't look. I just felt so connected to life all of a sudden, like I had never been before. So yeah, there's a sense of compassion that is overwhelming when you have your own children.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Tell me about why slavery is still so apparent in our world today, and so many people don't talk about it. How do we get that message out, you think?
I think we should get a lot of people involved in the fact that we, as human beings, we don't benefit much from slavery. We are causing more hatred in the world by allowing slavery to go on, whether it is through a child soldier, whether it is through the promotion of brothels in different areas. We just need to protect humanity and make sure that people live with dignity.
How have you been personally able to heal through your journey?
One thing is that I have been able to heal because of my art. I'm a performing artist. So those moments when I'm performing, when I'm on stage, I find it very healing, and I find the performing arts as a means of healing. The second thing is to do something good. When you do something good, it's a great healing process, because then you become more useful to society. You'll find that people begin to believe in what you do. And for me, that is a great healing process, that I'm useful to life, I'm useful to humanity.
And other survivors like yourself, how would you, if you had a message for them, what would you say?
I would say that it's not their fault, and they are probably a platform to cause change. So when they have an opportunity to cause change, they should go ahead and do it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
There's so many charities here being honored tonight. Tell me, what's a charity that's close to your heart that personally resonates with you?
Yeah, ALS is ALS and MDA is my main charity, and it's it's a disease that just it can afflict anyone, and it just completely incapacitates you, and your brain is still fine, but it's and it's the awareness for ALS is just really starting to come to the foreground now. So that's my special charity. Yeah.
And who inspires you to give back?
I think when I was on American Idol, like when we did Idol Gives Back, and we saw firsthand what it does, and going to the kids and seeing it, that's when I really started to get into the whole charity and benefits and stuff like that. So I don't know, it was doing that whole experience for me.
Do you think it's important that shows like Idol do have a charity aspect to them?
Yeah.
That's more widespread for a wider audience to see on TV?
Yeah, I do. I mean, with the amount of money American Idol makes for Fox, got to give back some, right? So I do. And there's so many people watch that show, and it can do so good. So I definitely think it's important. So I became friends with Nancy O'Dell after being on Idol, and she was a fan of being on the show. So anyway, her mum passed away from it. Right when I'd finished Idol. So it was directly, when we were trying to find charities to be involved with, it directly hit home, so I saw the effects of it. So that's why I decided to do that. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Joanna. Have a good night.
Thank you. Hi, Daphne. Ramona with The Hollywood Reporter. How are you? How are you? Tell me what brings you out here tonight, Daphne.
Well, my good friend Sharon Lawrence, who's an actress, a wonderful actress, and a fantastic human being who's just involved in so many good things, invited me. She was on a panel today. And this is actually the first I'm hearing about this, the Global Action Forum and people bringing their charities and what's important to them. So I'm really, really excited by tonight to learn more about it.
Is there a charity that's close to your heart?
Well, the environment. I mean, right now I'm working for a nonprofit. I was just appointed to a board by the mayor to work on the LA River. And it's a nonprofit, and we just want to bring the love to the river and revitalize this channel, this cement channel. We want to, it's a master plan. We want to take out the cement and sustainably, design it and landscape it and bring the economy and green jobs. So that's a very challenging thing I'm involved with right now.
Congratulations, that's really cool.
Yeah. Love to have you guys come out. We're on Earth Day. We're actually going to be doing an event at the river with the mayor and some wonderful music and bringing kids out, so.
Is there anyone who inspires you to give back?
Well, Sharon Lawrence does. She brought me here. She's got so much energy, that woman. Ed Begley is a big, of course, hero for any environmentalist. And then I have people that I know that they're just that's the way they are. They don't make a big deal about it. They just constantly and every day. One of them is Sharon Salzberg, my meditation teacher and dear friend, and she just wrote a new book, Real Happiness, and she follows the Dalai Lama, and her whole thing is about giving back, and that is who you are. That the minute you give, you get, and if we all, gave, we'd actually be getting the things that we're trying to get anyway.
And this is one of the first awards, it is the first awards for charities, for giving back. Why do you think that is when people are being honored this week, and particularly for their everyday work? Why do you think that they're not really being highlighted as much for their charity work as they should be?
I don't know why. I don't know why. Well, then this is, a really important marker for it to really, we have to, the problem is that our focus is too much on what we can get, what I can strive for, what I can get, what I can become, as opposed to what can I give back, what can I give, what can I give, how can I give? It's, whether it's talking to someone, talking to a kid, you want to learn how to give, talk to kids, hang out with kids. They love to give of themselves. They do it naturally. So hopefully, we'll make more of a trend of it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Who's your handbag? Who are you wearing? It'll be like, so who did you get involved with this week? You know, and our hearts will just be overflowing with people that we're involved with, and it's a give and take when you give, you know. So
That'll be my next question at an interview.
yeah, you're welcome.